Hello and welcome back to another game from M212. My name is Marcus and I was joined today by Basti for this game. We are at Darkstone in Shepherd's Bush, where there's going to be a great event coming up in April 26th, and it's called Darkstone. 5 model crews, 8 model rosters, 4 games, loads of fun. Come along and support the game. And for the game today, we are playing Dominion versus Shades. For the Dominion, we have Boulder, Noel, Dimmer Dimmer, El Capitano, and Zwiggity, while the Shades have Jerry, Marley, Banshee, Senara, and Morag. Okay, let's get into the game and have some fun. So Noel starts the game off, and he is going to give tough as old boots to Boulder. Jerry then moves the tea cake forwards to be able to mine a stone, and then moves forwards himself. El Capitano takes a step and then moves to be around 3 stones, giving himself hit, just in case anybody wants to come in and fight him. We then go with Morag, who is going to Shadow Stride up to a stone with a big old 3, and then is able to mine that stone out of the ground. Swiggity then moves forward and swigs out 2 stones from the ground, holding 2. Nice move from Swiggity. Banshee then moves forward, realizes I'm not in range of anything, and just gets ready for the next turn by standing near the water feature. There we go. Boulder then moves up and just reduces the depth of a stone. Here he comes. Sonara's just going to send Jeremy off towards a stone while moving back toward more centrally, and after realizing they're not in range to be able to do any siren songs this turn, stays central, creating an additional water feature. Dimmer pulls a 2 and just moves up ready for next turn. And Marley moves up ready and curses him, putting the horror onto Dimmer, but just for 2 damage, as Basti is very good at just saying only this person. It's a shame because I had at least more than 1 2, I think, in that instance because of the giant tax. This ends turn 1 and we go into turn 2. So going into turn 2, it's a roll off to determine who goes first, and in this instance it is going to be Basti. Now Basti goes first with Dimmer, gets some energy and moves up to engage Banshee and Marley. Banshee decides to get out of there, while then Marley decides to get out of there, leaving only Banshee in engagement for the final strike from Dim and Dimmer. It looks like I was able to protect myself with the correct guard because I don't take any damage, which is nice. for me, we're going to just make a nice easy action with the tea cake. So the tea cake's going to start by heading for home. Whee! And then Jerry's going to move towards the centre of the board and puts Frightened on to Dim and Dimmer in case he's still around later. Unfortunately, Basti just lets that go, and so I can't get up to Boulder as well. Noel goes and gives some extra energy to El Capitano in exchange for a little bit of damage. And then Morag decides to use Hunting Ritual on Dim and Dimmer, and then limps back towards the board edge with the stone. Hunting Ritual is quite good because it does half the damage of the model, which is quite good, especially in a Shades crew, which doesn't really have much excess damage to cause. Boulder moves up at this point and engages multiple models ready for next turn. Boulder has an ability called Calcify, so anyone engaged by him loses one of their energy at the start of the replenish step, which is very nice. At this point, Marley goes hunting after the central stone, but because I'd made a step, I end up not having enough energy after getting there to actually do anything with that. I think I should have just put Horrified onto Boulder, or maybe El Capitano, but hey. Also, Marley really shouldn't be at the front in the middle, but hey, we'll talk about that in just a second. El Capitano, seeing Marley coming for him, moves in, attacks Marley, and then realizing it's easier just to shoot him in the face, shoots him in the face and kills him. Got really lucky with like a single card shot. Sonara moves Jeremy Lord deep to the Moonstone, and then lures Dim and Dimmer to a watery death. And then is able to put some damage onto Boulder, having him lured to another watery death as well. Swiggity, seeing Dim fall, runs for the hills with 2 stones. Makes sense? Banshee moves and screams at El Capitano, making him drop his stone, but only gets him pushed 1 inch, unfortunately. So that ends turn 2, so we're going to turn 3 right now. I lose a lot of energy here because of Boulder, because he's calcifying at least 2 of my models. Pasty gets to go first again, and Noel tries to heal El Capitano after wounding him last turn, but unfortunately is unsuccessful. So just normal healing, which costs 2. And then it walks back and grabs the back end stone. Jerry keeps sending the tea cake back towards its home line before engaging Boulder and putting the Frightener onto Boulder. I'm not sure. I think I could have tried to hit Boulder at this point because of Jerry's abilities, but I'll try to be more aggressive with Jerry going forward. I think he has more power than I'd let him on. I leave 1 on Jerry, hoping to be able to do my Swift to move into range of the stone which was dropped. But Boulder, realizing what I wanted to do, just moves in front of Jerry, so he can't just jump round to place myself in a position where I can defend that stone. And doesn't spend any energy. Instead, just lets Boulder stand there taking the hits. A good move from Basti, if I'm honest with you. Banshee activates and tries to push Boulder away into the woods, but fails because all I can pull are greens and blues, where I need pinks. 6 cards. 6 cards. Oh dear. El Capitano is able to grab that, steps back up, grabs the stone again, and runs following Swiggity towards the edge of the board. Sonara is able to get Jeremy Lord of the Deep to mine the stone for 2, and then teleports to the center of the board to try to be able to do something on turn 4, while Swiggity just keeps running. Morag moves back forwards to Hunting Ritual Boulder, taking Boulder down to half wounds. But Tough Evolved Boots, of course, means that they'll get some of that wounds back. Oh, I've done that slightly too quick. Okay, never mind. Take this. Okay, so going into the final turn, it's Basti who wins the dice roll again. It's about to come up. And El Capitano is going to run for board edge. Sonara is my chance, and Sonara is going to move up and tries to bring Noel back towards her and Banshee to be able to try and make Banshee then make Noel drop their stone, but I don't get Noel close enough, and Noel then runs for the hills. I think we call the game here. It was a good game. I thank you very much for Basti for playing. And I think the stones were dropped kindly for Basti's side of the board, and having control of the first activation each turn had gave Basti a lot of the momentum for the game. But really enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, please like, please subscribe, and see you on the next one. Thank you.